So we are back, and as you guys can see, the whole map is cleared. The only one in Hammondshire that we still have to do is by this the Poor Fellow Soldier of Christ mission. But before we do that, I went back to Norway and I cleared the last map there. They say we have to go to Serpent's Pass, which I think is here, for this quest. Breaking the order. No. The Lost Drenga of Ragnar Lothbrok. Travel to the pit of snakes. I think I'm on the right spot there. I've always wondered what that snake was. No, I'm not. Pit of snakes is up. Okay, no, my bad. I thought maybe it was down there because of that snake emblem on the map. It's the only thing that shows the snake. But okay. Let's do this. I just noticed that my previous episode might be a bit... it would sound like I'm talking into a can, because all my sounds would have come through too bad, like too strong. This is because my... I don't know, okay. This is because of my RTX voice not being on. My headset was fully on, just the headset, not the RTX. Now I'm running this episode through RTX again, so it should be more refined sound. Like you wouldn't hear me breathing, all that stuff too much. But yeah, I mean, you would touch the cable with a normal headset and you can hear it. It's ridiculous, man. And there's a new bug that they introduced into the game with their update. Our horse, you can't spur it to go faster. You have to go from walking to running, then call the horse and jump on as it comes by. I literally, doesn't matter if I tap control to toggle walking and running, doesn't matter what I do, you cannot get your horse to go faster. You have to either walk and call it and let it gallop. I don't know why. Look at this. I can't even. I'm pressing shift. Nothing's happening. Okay, so even while swimming. Even while. Oh no, sorry. I pressed control now. Well, that was a bad example. Let's fix it now. Okay. Now that this fixed, look. Now we can jog to sprint. But the horse. Let me show you. Stand still. Okay, you're galloping. No sprint. I'm tapping shift. Nothing's happening. So the horses are broken now, thanks to the update. You have to full on sprint and get on the horse for the horse to be sprint. Then you can't even slow down. You have to stop completely by just letting go of
this
W.
pit. It fits the description in the letter about Ragnar Lothbrok.
I was so glad when they finally fixed some of the other skills that were always broken since the start of my recordings, but it doesn't seem like they did much. Okay, now what?
There is the cage that held him. The site abandoned, as if used once for a ritual, and never again. Here. This is the place where Ragnar Lothbrok met his end. He must have been naked and bloodied. Every drop draining into the pit. This supreme Drenga of all men, now King Ayla's prize.
I have seen this day 1,000 times. Baldur keeps a cup of mead for me. I welcome my entry into the land of champions.
Mocked, ridiculed, humiliated. His honor did not budge. Dragged by cowards, thrown to snakes. They were more afraid than him.
I face death with a thirst on my lips. My reputation cannot be unwritten, inscribed on the hearts of those who fought beside me.
Set upon by venomous snakes, he stood and spoke with honor and spine for all who lived their lives for glory alone.
Oh, how the young pigs would grunt if they knew how this old boar suffered. You will meet them, Ale. One day, they will come.
His men came too late to save him. Those who fought for him, they loved him dearly. Their oaths unbreakable. I have sent Yodrenge to meet you, great king. You will be with them once again. There, where he fell, something glints in the soil. There's something in this pit. Something left behind.
I'll pick it up now in a sec. The only reason we got this quest to start is because we killed all the Drenga around the whole world in Valhalla. That wanted to fight us and die to meet Ragnar.
Ragnar's dagger. A fine sea axe of Damascus steel.
Love me some daggers, but it's a hunter dagger. Deploy a smoke bomb on kill when outnumbered. I still have the two I'm using currently. Yngling 6 and Copus. I'm gonna unread whatever's there. Go to world. Quickly do that sweet fellow soldier of Christ. I know I call it sweet. Poor fellow soldier. I don't know if this is the main quest or having to tell her husband's dead. So let's just go for this one for now. There's always a bear here. I'm fully upgraded again, so now I'm working only on skills. I'm working only on these mastery nodes now, because I've finished all the new skills as well for the bear. As I showed you guys in the last episode, the bear was the last one I needed. So currently we're power level 466 and that's the cap. And then it's going into mastery levels, which doesn't show your power. I'm still trying to get these quests done so I can do the Wrath of the Druids DLC. And hopefully be done by the 12th of, that's in 12 days from now, 12th of August 2021. So that I can try and do the New Paris DLC. I don't know what they're going to call it. I haven't really checked the trailers for it. So I don't know what the name of that DLC is. I just know they call it something Paris. It'll be interesting. I don't know how big the map's going to be, because apparently the Wrath of the Druids like 14 hours plus minimum. Thought this was our destination, but we have to go around it. We could go through, but I don't want to fight people now. We'll get to our destination. See, now I can't make him sprint, so now I have to get off. Sprint. No man. Sprint. And then call the horse. So when he picks me up, we're sprinting. If the horse actually works with us. Look, now we're using stamina. And we can't slow down much tapping the shift. As I mentioned, the shift button, it's definitely not my keyboard. Shift works because I can go on the map. I can go to Atlas. It's just the horse that's broken. It has to be that last update where they made ready for that Paris DLC.
right there?
Yes, hello. I do not mean to intrude, but I am looking for someone.
And who would that be then?
I do not know exactly.
Well, that'd be why you ain't found him. But you're free to pass the time just here if you like.
Thank you.
I wonder who this dude is.
These are soul cakes, love. Do you know soul cakes?
I do, I enjoy them.
They're small things, size of a lumpy fist, so they'll bake fast. Keep your eyes sharp.
And the butter, do I baste them?
No need, love. We'll leave the butter for mealtime.
I look forward to it.
Right then. I'll leave you to this. If you need me, I'll be doing the washing up next door.
Quite a step down from your former work, Lord. As their guest, I volunteered to help with the daily chores. They offer me a bed, I tend the cakes. Do they not feel strange giving orders to their king? Or do they know? That knowledge would benefit no one. I read your message. You went through a great deal of trouble to obscure yourself as this poor soldier of Christ. As I remember, you even sent yourself one of these letters in Winchester. A clever touch. The Order wanted me dead. I had to be careful. You said you knew nothing about the Order then. Pled ignorance. But you knew everything. Their names, their schemes. Would you join me for a walk? You look well, Eivor. I am. The wars have ended, and my settlement thrives. The wars have not ended. You have simply stopped fighting. But men are brewing plots in mead halls and bedrooms. You will see. And how are you, Alfred? Getting used to the idea of being unremarkable? I am well. Better than I expected. In this exile, I have found a somewhat nourishing peace. Each morning, I am awakened by the sun and growling cormorants. I bathe in the chilly water of the marsh. I eat from shrubs and drink from buckets. It is a good life. Simple. Blessed. I've never been so far west. I find it quite peaceful here. Calming. I've traveled a long way to hear one name, Alfred. Who is the Order's Grand Magister? Tell your shadowy friends that England is swept clean. Your work is done.
Him.
You?
Knew it.
Grand Magister was not a title I desired. It passed to me on the death of my brother. From my father before him. Defilers of God's majesty and grandeur. I was their master, and I loathed them. With Goodwin, I set a plan in motion to destroy the Order from within. But my troubles with the Danes delayed that plan. But your trouble with this Dane is what led to their demise. You are Norse, are you not? You have a good ear.
Got that right.
I owe you my thanks, Eivor. For that, I give you this. The key to my study. That you may better understand the good you have done. With the Order all but destroyed, you have made room for a greater idea. One to take its place. A universal divine order, inspired by God for the betterment of man. With a poor fellow soldier at its head. You have saved England, whether or not that was your intent. Now let England save you. England is no more, Lord. You are the last of her kings, and yet you have no kingdom. Look around you. God's works are wondrous. They cannot be ignored, nor resisted. In time, all those who accept God will flourish.
and all those who defy him will fall away. Should you remain in England, you too will one day be her subject.
Oh, bloody crumbs! The cakes are burnt. Where is that man? Young man, where have you gone?
Damn. That may have earned me a night of washing linens. I do not know if we shall meet again, Eivor. God willing we will. As one lord to another, perhaps. I'm coming, my lady. I'm here.
A new divine order in Christ's name. I'm guessing that's the start of the Templars.
Alfred gave me a key to unlock his study. Somewhere in Winchester.
Oh dear, look at
It
them
was him.
little balls of soot.
Good lady, forgive me. I was lost in...
Come on. Oh, it's a tattoo. No, man. I hate these. Come. Cute. And that's how you do it. Now we've effectively cleared all the maps, except for the DLC. Cleared all the maps in the game.
Direct me and...
100% complete. I know I still have some quests to do. Like these ones I'm still trying to do off camera. I've only completed one set of 3. This one. Gold all the way through. 1 gold, 2 to do. And then 3 to go. So effectively I need 5 more golds to completely finish that quest. Well, they're going for silvers and bronzes, so I don't know. But I need to at least do one of each quest to get the... one of each fight to get the quest done. It's tougher than it looks, actually. Okay. I don't even know where in the world his study is. I need... if we have to go there first before talking to Hatham. Let's go to him now. Why can't I fast travel? Oh, because I was busy sliding. No, I just can't fast. I have to probably leave this area or get off the roof or something. Let's try that again. Okay, fast travel unavailable. I have no idea what's expected of me now. Order. If I can't fast travel, how the hell am I supposed to get somewhere? Let's see what quests we can activate. Bring in the order. You see, I tried doing this one, but the game wouldn't let me. That's why I stopped my previous recording, because it just bugged out. What the fuck, man? How am I supposed to... Are you telling me I have to go on horseback all the way? Or can I actually kill the man? I don't think I should. I don't think I'm gonna find him now. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find the man now. Yeah, no, it seems like he's gone. So he's not here anymore. But then I wonder what's the problem? Why are we being blocked? Why can't we move? I can't fast travel. Hopefully if I can get to that fast travel over there, let me just mark it. Hopefully if I can get here, the game will let me fast travel, because this is getting stupid now. There's just way too many bugs in this game. For the past 120 hours I've bitched and moaned in this game. And now after a recent update it's getting even worse. Earlier I was calling my horse, but because it's stuck on that no shift mode, I literally for 500-600 meters ran without the horse. I tried to let the horse catch up behind me. I swapped my camera around like this to see if it's following me, and it was. The horse was just too slow, he couldn't catch up with Eivor. And you guys all know Eivor runs like a little girl, he can't run fast at all. I hope the Path of the Wrath of the Druids DLC won't have too many problems, because that's going to be a long 14-15 extra hours. If that's even the real hour rating. Wonder if I have to save maybe and leave to see if that works. See, I can't even slow down the horse so they can recover stamina. So now I have to stand still. Seems like stamina's recovering. And now he's back to normal gallop and I can't speed it up. Oh, this game. I wouldn't be complaining this much if the game was fixed from the beginning. If it was actually worth the money. Because this isn't what AAA is supposed to be. Really, it's not. AAA is supposed to be the best in the industry. Setting the standard. These days you get more joy out of indie games than AAA games. And it doesn't make sense. And indie games are so much cheaper. Well, some of them do have quite a bit of a price tag. But for the most part they're a lot cheaper. Almost missed that. Let's see if I scale this, if I'll be able to fast travel again.
I should talk to Hytham.
Yeah, I know. I want to, but I can't even fast travel. Or maybe that's him telling me now I can. These clunky controls are what make the cairns and the what do you call the other ones? Standing stones, the cairns. And there's one other thing that the parkour, like those anomalies. The messed up controls in this game are what make it difficult. I think on a controller you would have much more fun in this game. You'd be able to properly show where you want to jump. Yes, now we can fast travel. So I don't have to close the game. Only reason I'm not starting the... Sorry, I'm busy eating. So, only reason I'm not starting those festivities because it's a seasonal event, it's not in-game. So for me that doesn't count towards 100% in the game. Because after 20 days, that thing disappears and you would have 120% of the game. Oh, there you are.
Yes, one more. And on.
Can't talk to you.
Yes,
Just walking around.
More. And only because you all have such good taste. Now, this one begins a long time ago at a...
Give you medallions.
Here you are, Hytham. The last of the Order's sigils. You will find King Alfred's among them.
King Alfred? Did our poor fellow soldier lead you to his hiding place?
He did, for they were one and the same. Our poor fellow soldier of Christ was the Grand Magister of the Order of the Ancients.
He turned on his own order. Fascinating.
Not turned so much as trampled. His devotion to Christ and what he calls a universal order set him against them from the start. With all sincerity, he loathed the title and the duty he had inherited, and wished them destroyed.
Wonderful. With his abdication, the last stronghold of the Order has been dismantled. All that remain are scraps here and there. And you, Eivor. Now that you have seen our enemy, and you understand our cause, I wonder if you would join us. Become a hidden one.
Was this your ultimate goal, Hytham? A trial by fire. It is a kind offer, but I do not believe we fight for quite the same cause. Your creed demands that you keep your triumphs hidden. I prefer my glory to be in plain view for all to see.
If I taught you our creed, if you spent time with it, it could open your mind to another view.
Another view is always welcome. But to live without celebrating one's glory and honor and achievements is not a life for me. But know this, I would give my life in a moment for those I love and who love me in return. All here, including you, my friend.
I understand you well, Eivor. Very well indeed.
Now, this one begins
Okay,
a long time ago at a desert.
I still have to read the letter.
I have to.
Then go in peace.
If the game will allow me, let's see.
Now, this one begins a long time ago at a desert oasis.
Come on,
far away. A place of mystery, wonder, and a temple to a hidden god. The guardian of this temple was a proud man, kingly in nature.
This is a broken quest or
not
something.
In fact, a protector of holy wisdom. And this Greetings!
See, I can't.
What do you have today?
Actually can't. That's not a good thing. You don't want stuff like that to be broken. That's just stupid.
I must take my leave.
You go on, and this protector had
So you're telling me I won't be able to
a
finish this
scholar
mission because I
who
can't
spent
read
her
this
days
page?
Reading ancient tomes and deciphering the
Look, I'm
secrets
holding
of the
E, I'm
desert.
tapping E, I'm doing everything.
Together they had a son,
Well, that's a
in
broken
whom
quest.
they
I'll probably have
hoped
to come back in a
instill
few weeks, months, years, whatever to fix it. I'm not going to struggle now. War games, no. Test your metal, no. War effort, no. Let's get this done.
The boy was to be a union.
Really, I'm not going to struggle with this piece of shit game anymore. I'm going to get this done, get the DLCs done, and then move on to the next game. Really, it's getting stupid.
Goodbye,
swear-
Eivor.
You said that blacksmith was supposed to marry Mary, not just, okay, I'm married now. I thought we would be able to attend it.
Eivor?
Swanborough,
No. Gods, no. Don't say it, please, Eivor. Don't say it.
I am sorry.
Oh! My own one. No. My poor swan. Oh, gods.
He fought bravely and turned the tide to secure victory. Your dear Hunwald died a hero, and will be so remembered.
Oh, gods. I know he would have fainted to hear such praise from your lips. Thank you, Eivor. Thank you.
He walks among warriors now.
Yes. The lucky man. I imagine he does.
I know words are poor salve for a wounded heart. I will leave you to mourn, and know that we are here for you, always, should you need us.
Report to Ranvi. Okay, but also we wanna see if we can turn something in by the X. By our X. So I did some Arctic fox hunting.
Together they had a son, in whom they
We don't have
hoped
much
to
fish,
instill all their skill
but we can
and
talk
knowledge.
to
The boy
her
was to be a
Petra's
union.
brother and then the Roman dude at the back.
Good day, Eivor. You and Petra chasing a white elk in the woods high as wispy
I
clouds,
thought
my
he might
God.
be angry. Wow, he doesn't know.
I have something that...
Or it just wasn't programmed in, of course, but...
I could really use this.
6. Only 6. Oh, yo, you don't always get their pelt when you kill them. Damn it.
We always have need for this.
Wow. There's not really anything you can turn in.
Nothing else?
Turn it in for.
Until next time.
I'd much rather sell it and have more money. Can we run through the building? Can't remember what it looks like. No, you can't, but I can go around. Do you want to get in?
Hey there! How are you?
Chewy, right? I can't remember the bull's name. I think it's Chewy. Quickly hand in these last artifacts and then speak to Radley. And then hopefully also do a festival. On level 6.
Here you are. More relics for your collection.
Show me what you found. Wonderful! This should complete my collection. Vale, Eivor.
I'm all.
So here's story arc is done then. Great shield. I had to pause there because I was badly wanted to sneeze. So it's a light shield. Chance to poison your weapon on parry. Not bad. I still prefer 2 daggers though. Can I run around? Thank you. They need a dedicated button to make sure that you don't just automatically vault out. They need a different button for scaling and vaulting, I feel. It would get rid of this clunkiness. This shouldn't be my bedroom anymore. Because now I'm the leader. This
Good
should
to
be
see
my
you,
bedroom.
darling.
But still Sigur's probably. You too, darling.
Hamptonshire has fallen, and with it the kingdom of Wessex. But the cost was great. Maybe too great for all we gained.
Rest then. You have earned it.
On the backs of so many. Time will tell if it was worth it.
Friends everywhere. There's one raven remaining. Oh, that's probably for the... Oh no, that's just to keep the place of the... Well, but you have not seen all the wonders of the world. Explore further, keep yourself going, upgrade the settlement, Ravensthorpe, and the remaining order of the... I'm gonna read everything there. Wow.
I want to see the Alliance.
Just out of curiosity. Because we do have all the areas. Only thing that's missing now is the... It's probably gonna... I don't know where they're gonna put it. This side maybe? Irish DLC. So that's our next... That's next on our agenda.
I have changed my mind. Should we take this to your chamber?
No need.
She's an exhibitionist, I swear. She loves doing it out in the open. Naked for the whole town to see. Well, if they're in the Jarl's longhouse. I think I'm gonna spend the night and see if something changes. Because this can't be the end of the game. It feels too short, too blunt. There's got to be something missing. Maybe get ourselves a new haircut. Okay, so we are done. Seems. No, where's our brother? According to a YouTube video I saw a week or two ago, there's a scene where he leaves us, but I don't see it. This is all seasonal except for this one. We don't have any other quests active currently. What? But how do we... I don't think it's going to be shown on the map, is it? No. Are you telling me we haven't found all the bureaus? No, man. That's something we can't measure now as 100% completion run. Because that quest is going to remain open till I see it. Till I find it. This one I'll do off screen because it's just finishing her trials. Thor's Cape. Oh wow, can't even remember where I picked this up. Definitely something I was missing. 17,000 resources, what the hell? Uh, 17,000 leather, 4,000 iron ore, 0 fabric. Got quite the supply going in except for the fabric, so we won't be able to upgrade certain items if we need them. Okay, let's get that DLC started. I just want to see. I could swear that. Forge in the Flame. Let's do this first then.
But then it came to pass that the king of that land arrived to.
I think this is the
Eivor,
marriage.
Good to see you. I am. Did you want something, or? I was wondering.
What's wrong?
Bridget and I were thinking. With everything calming down the way it has, maybe you could find a spare moment and...
You want to be married?
Yes, to each other.
Yes, I imagined. Gunnar, to see you so happy has been a pleasure, and to marry you would be an honor. Shall I put out a call to any friends abroad?
I'll be honest, Eivor. I came here with a lot of you, because nothing and no one kept me back there. The Raven clan is all the family I need, and Bridget too. From all she said, she's better off here than with those she calls kin. Just a couple of foundlings, we are.
Then let's not bother with tradition. If you have your bride and your blade, we will see you wed. As Jarl, I do it gladly.
But where? About your wedding. Let's start.
About you and Bridget.
Let's start this.
When do you wish to be wed?
The sooner I can make her my wife, the happier I will be. But we are fine to wait until everything has settled here.
Let's get you married.
Enough waiting. Cool your forge and cover your anvil. Let's get you married.
Wonderful. Shall we gather everyone?
Gather your wife and your courage. I will bring the people together.
Don't tell me I have to go fetch them now. Hopefully it's just a cutscene. Because I'm lazy today. Yes, cutscene.
I am honored to stand before you, Gunnar, Bridget, on this bountiful day. To celebrate the strength of your bond and to see you wed. I am in witness of a love that inspires and empowers. I invite you now to speak your vows.
To you, my darling Bridget, I offer this blade, forged in flames that burn as brightly as my heart does for you. A blade as sharp as your wit, as glinting as your beauty. May it sing through the air as sweetly as your voice meets my ears.
Diolch, sut dwi 'di caru ti Gunnar. Dwi'n ever am lwcus fod wedi
Stop smiling.
And I, you, I give you my sword and my promise that I will stand at your side forever.
Hyd fi di breuddwydio am future yn hun, a di so tawalwch in hope a premonition. Ond dim mount o sgraen a foresight paratoi fi a sweeping adventure meeting ti. Tiw'r enaid fel dim arall, a dyn as strong a bwratici, ac fel as I fierce, mae'r calon yn hedfan dyr y ti.
Such poetry, oh dear. You make me cry, my love.
That's so fucking awkward.
Let us hedfan efo'n gilydd, Treboid and beyond.
I offer you this ring, and take yours in kind. I will wear it with pride and honor, warmed by the love of so perfect a lady.
And I gwisg of a Valcalon adoration a feed and bith.
This is the greatest day of my life. Embrace me, my love.
Everyone's just like, huh? Okay.
With our couple now bonded in matrimony, now we drink.
We'll be able to chat to everyone. Yeah. Where'd he go? I could swear our brother was just here.
Volker, I want to thank you for all you've done for me. My visions have lessened of late, and well, I find it hard to explain how different I feel. Grounded, unified, at peace.
That is good to hear, Eivor. Very good to hear.
What do you think of all this?
Yeah, so we can speak to our brother.
In my view, I think it looks nice. I like the part where they gave each
Can
other
I-
swords. I was never getting...
It is a strange feeling, brother. Weddings are the beginning of something, but this feels like something of an end.
The first happy union in our home. We have matured into something greater. So yes, a beginning and an end, I think.
Physics also messed up. Bye.
And how are the marriage customs in your country, Hytham? Something like this?
Like this in all the most important ways. There are
We've all been
smiles,
bugging out.
cheers, and warm embraces. All that is needed, I think.
All of them are literally glitch walking, moonwalking, whatever.
Gunnar,
Well,
you
not
old
backward,
trout.
but in one spot.
You're a married man. Never thought I would see the day.
Nor did I. And not for lack of trying.
Richard, I gift you a formal welcome to our clan and our family. You are a fine addition to Gunnar's life and to ours.
Diolch, Eivor. I couldn't be more happy to Boma. Hope you now but well in a case Misha the years.
Yes, of course. As I say, it is wonderful to have you.
Let's all be honest, we have no idea what she's saying. Okay, no. Please, 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 no. Thank you.
You've been among us for quite some time, Redda. Are you ready to settle? Make a home here?
For a year or two, perhaps. But I am not the settling kind. I am a wanderer, always searching, never finding. Maybe one day.
I swear we're missing someone.
Alvis, I'm surprised you did not serenade the bride and groom with a verse or two.
Oh, I wished to, I did. But all that came to me were insults and jibes. Another time, I think.
Okay, no, Randvi.
Randvi, saw you looking a little lonely. Thought I might come and join you.
How nice. Are you enjoying yourself?
I am. I never thought I would see gruff old Gunnar so enraptured by a woman.
Enraptured by anything, for that matter. He's a hard one to read, but I am pleased for him, and for this day of rest and respite. After everything, a few days of feasting will do the people some good. They need this.
They do.
Will you walk with me?
Anywhere. Lead on.
Something has been on my mind for some time. I am no seer, but I foresaw this day long ago. Not Gunnar's marriage, but our situation. Our success.
How do you mean our success?
I mean to say that I saw our settlement flourishing, through our victories in war and in diplomacy. And from the day we set out from Norway, I knew that you would make a fitter leader than Sigurd. It was never in his character to lead. It was always within yours.
I see.
Do you?
You might have warned me.
You would not have listened.
Fair.
I do hope you see it now, in all that you have done for us.
Randvi, you and the people here have done more for me than I could ever repay. I am honored by your faith in me, and your confidence.
as I am honored by your love.
And I by yours.
Eivor, I want you to know that Sigurd and I are... We are severing the bonds of our marriage. We share a love that is steadfast, and I have faith it will forever be so, but my heart is yours. That much he knows. And I believe he is happy for us.
Are you sure?
Sigurd's desires are bigger than any man or woman can offer. He longs for something more. Something only he can find.
I was a bit worried there that
All
we
he
promised
wants
it a bit
is
too
far,
early.
far away. All I need is right here.
Shorty.
Shall we find our way back to the wedding?
think
Bridget
she's
might
taller.
give another speech. We must not miss that.
About that, I have not understood a single word of hers since Gloucestershire.
Really? I find she speaks beautifully. With poetry, even.
Are you kidding?
Am
Yeah.
I? Come, we should go.
Yes, you are. So now what? Or is there still something that's going to happen here at the wedding? I don't see anything we can interact with, so I'm guessing if we go back to town and either sleep or party. Boost the time a bit, come on. Move the time on a bit. Just jump off. You can, can't you? You're supposed to be able to jump off anything. Apparently not. Okay. Can I jump off here at least? Yeah. What the hell was that? Release Firefly. I don't know what I just did. Was I supposed to... Yeah. So he automatically sleeps for you. No. Don't want to start that.
I should go.
I don't want to start the war effort thing because, as I said, this is just a seasonal quest. Petra, no, that's everyone returning to where they should be. Start this. Let's keep it because we've seen it before. And I'm just gonna sleep again to see if something happens. If not, then we're going for the Wrath of the Druids DLC. Get on the ship now and then continue the next episode. I swear there's more. You're telling me that this is now like the end.
My love.
Looks like we're still missing a quest somewhere.
I should go.
I don't remember where it was now. But I can't. That's the quest. It's not the bureaus that I have to go search for. It's that letter that I can't read. That bloody letter. You see, it registers that I'm trying to read it, but it's not reading it. Even holding E, nothing's happening. I'm gonna have to, off screen, try and see if I can fix it or find a fix for it. Because there has to be multiple people with that problem, it can't just be me. Come on.
Eivor, are you prepared to go to Ireland?
Yes.
Assar, you did not tell me the king was my cousin.
It was most amusing this way, was it not? A little mystery.
I prefer to know what is what. But it was a pleasant surprise.
He's eager to see you. Shall we set sail?
Yeah. I would like to see this land. And my cousin Barith.
I wonder how big this map is. Wrath of the Druids. Apparently there's also raids in this one.
A patchwork of petty kings jostling for hills and pastures and green glens. My adopted isle.
Assar, how is it that Barith, as Norse as ice, is king of Dublin?
Dublin is a Viking city, Eivor. But in fact, merchants and beggars come from all parts to parade in its muddy streets.
Odd to think of Barith as king of a city.
It perhaps sounds grander than it is. Ireland has many kings. They litter the countryside, and Barith's throne is not secure. Flann Sinna calls the tune.
Who's he?
Soon to be crowned High King of all Ireland. Flann distrusts Vikings, though he needs them.
Barith will find a way. As a boy, he wasn't much of a fighter, but somehow always came out all right.
I'm sure what you say is true. Certainly he is loved by his people.
I think off camera I'm gonna go explore the map, find all the fast travel points, so we can do some raiding in the next episode as well. I'll do the raids on camera, but the rest and the main storyline off.
Your crew can find lodging here. Come, let us find Barith.
Eivor! Blood of my blood! Look at you! You have Anthrosta's cheekbones!
And you, the 7-year-old, lives in you still.
It has been a long stretch since we pelted old Ganfrid with apple cores.
He never forgave us that.
And Sigurd in the clan? How goes with all?
There's much to tell you, Barith. But let me breathe your Irish air.
Thank you for keeping my ports from being set ablaze in my absence.
My ports? Yes, old man. I can rule my city even without you here. Eivor, you arrive in good time. I'm hosting a feast in honor of my son, Sigfrid. He is 17 today.
A 17-year-old son.
And rather a difficult boy at that. Come, there's much to show on the way to my castle.
A kingship, a son, and a castle. Truly, you have a fine life, Barith.
Castle? It is a wooden house. Finely crafted, to be sure, but in Shiraz, it would be home to a middling rug merchant.
Lead me to your rock merchant's wooden hovel, Barith.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna let the episode go till we are off the
Just
quest.
look at her docks. Wee babe of a city, but the biggest port in all Ireland.
You cannot appreciate Irish...
Oh, okay. Wow. Dublin. Meath. Connacht. Goes all the way up there, it seems. Ulster. So it's 4 areas. And then a raid here. Luckily all these raids are within our power level. Should be.
It is upon the strength of this port I plan to secure my kingship.
Assar told me that your throne may not be entirely steady.
King Flann needs some persuading is all. Dublin's vast trade web will bring wealth to all Ireland. If Flann can be made to see that, my kingship and that of my children's children will be safe.
I cannot guarantee your throne, but a vast trading web is within my power.
No one else I'd trust my commerce to, old man.
You let him call you that?
I call him worse things.
My king! I still owe you a horn of ale.
This is where I leave you.
Don't miss the banquet.
I'll be there shortly.
Come on. Well, quests and wealth for us here as well. How much wealth in this area there? Ah, not much. But I'm guessing the bigger areas will have much more.
Aoife, this is my cousin, Eivor. Show him the bow I had you make for him.
This is for me? The craftsmanship is beautiful.
Me best work. Give her a try. Hit the targets before the sand runs out. Think you can get them all?
Of course I will. Stand ready to be astonished.
Aren't you the confident one? Sure, I'll be embarrassed for you if you shat on the eggs.
Watch my arrows fly.
I certainly will. Go!
Come on.
It's a very nice bow. Thank you, Barith.
It's a light boat.
Steps off the boat after a long sea voyage and shoots like a master.
No, that was subpar at best.
Well done, cousin. Wait, is that a house of God?
Aye, Christ's own church. Ireland is mostly Christian now, and so is Dublin. Many Norse chew the wafer.
You make a place for them.
Them? I myself have a place in Christ's house, as I do in the house of Thor. So long as a god has my back, he has my altar.
Come on.
I've built this city up from rubble. 20 years ago, us Vikings were beaten. The Irish took revenge and sacked Dublin.
Assar told me that it's a Viking city.
Norse founded it, and I nursed it back to health. When I became king, I was king of a mud pit.
Need to hurry. So slow. I hate these follow quests. I know they're taking in the scenery, chatting, In real life, you wouldn't just run around, you'd also walk like this, but in the game, it just feels so slow.
There, up ahead, my home. My only regret is that my mother and my wife aren't here to greet you. They've gone on pilgrimage to the mountains just now. The waters there improve Mother's health. I am left to discipline my wayward son.
And to host a banquet.
Which should be already underway.
Up, Barad, Fodia.
At least I've got subtitles for her. Unfortunately for Bridget, there's nothing.
Here we are. Please, go enjoy yourself. I must have a word with my son. Come meet him before the night's out.
Azar, I was not sure if I would see you here.
Why is that?
I thought you'd rather take stock of your wares than placidly observe caterwauling Vikings.
And you would rather spend time with this gossiping auntie?
I know few people here, and of them, I know you are the one who is always ready with a sweet anecdote.
I do have some information you may find interesting. Siegfried's stomach doesn't agree with cheese. Had an accident about it last week. The embarrassing, bed-changing kind.
He shat himself?
Mortifying for a lad of that age. The kind of thing that would devastate him in front of his comrades, if one needed ammunition.
Thank you, Azar.
Thank you.
Your company is always enlightening.
Hey,
Hi. Enjoying yourself?
it's great crack. It's a fine thing to celebrate future King Siegfried.
Can I ask, what is your life like in this city?
Well, there's a fair amount of work, isn't there? Hauling crates, shoveling muck. I'm a tanner myself. Long days stripping hides and dousing them in cow piss. You can probably smell the stench.
I can. I'm curious. How do you feel Barith has done as king?
Oh, he's done a lovely job, he has. Likes to throw feasts. Invites us common folk. More host than king, perhaps, but he's a fine man, and the city has never been busier.
Enjoy the feast, friend.
You as well.
Like how it calls everyone friend.
What do you expect from that I follow?
Siegfried! I expect my son to act like the future king, not roll in the muck.
So Flan will take you on as his farting court jester?
Think with your head and not your arse. Flan can assure my throne, which will one day be yours.
That makes you the arse.
Enough! Eivor, my son, Siegfried. I'm sorry, I must clear my head. Could you speak to the boy?
A lot of shit coming from that mouth. Word is you have trouble controlling it out the other end, too.
Fight him and teach him a lesson. Oh, this is so unfair for him. I just blocked him, just parried him. That's embarrassing.
I guess I owe you thanks for not beating me bloody.
I'm not here to quarrel with you, Siegfried.
Da speaks so highly of you. I wanted to see if you lived up to the stories.
Does anyone?
Is Barrett a good king? You should see Norway.
You are unhappy with how your father rules.
Da has the makings of a fine king, but he chooses to play the anxious merchant instead.
A visit to Norway might do a young Viking girl like you some good.
I'd love to go with Da. Maybe the homeland would kindle his warrior spirit. Give Dublin a fair and fearsome king.
I should go.
I've lost track of your father. Any idea where he might be?
He wanted to clear his head. That means he's visiting grandfather's grave. Da has a chat with him almost every day.
Barith can commune with the dead?
No. His conversations are all one-sided. The grave sits at the top of the hill.
I'll find him. Thank you, Siegfried.
Eivor, teach me how to hit like that sometime.
Easy, just hit. You were so easy. You were easier to fight than most other enemies. Guys, I'm gonna call it the episode here. We can continue in the next. I'll go exploring a bit just to get some viewpoints for us, so we can move faster across the map. So until next time, cheers.